joining us right in the middle of Storm ISE, where for the next 30 minutes, Matt and myself, Simon from Kit Plus, will be exploring with multiple people the challenges that you can have with connectivity in mission-critical environments.
Absolutely, yeah. We've done it for 2 days. This is day 3. Day 1, we were in the crisis zone. We were with Dejero on the Ontario Soluciones stand. Yesterday, we were at the command centre, and today, we're in the broadcast room. We're at the end. We're at the end of the chain, if you like.
We are in front of a huge Alpha Light
screen. Yeah. And first off, as we've been doing it, let's talk to the brains behind this.
The
whole
person
thing.
that's put it all together. Clearly, we're not the brains.
I think it's the ideas.
So we're going to bring in Evie from Dejero. Hello, Evie. How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
Very good. So, Evie, we've been doing these demonstrations. We're now on day 3,
yes.
and we're simulating a disaster, which is happening right. That doesn't look like much of a disaster behind us, but it could well be.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I think has been for us an opportunity is to showcase what happens when you're in the middle of a developing situation, whether it's an emergency response or an investigation, or even broadcasting a live event. Connectivity is at the center of it. How do you ensure that whatever it is that you're trying to achieve is able to be communicated with others wherever they are, right? And we are so grateful to have been partnered with 7 other companies, so Dejero along with Brainstorm, the company behind these live graphics, as well as Alpha Light, the company that provided these incredible LED screens, to ensure that people can see what that end-to-end solution looks like. So it's not just one product or 2, it is a full solution, which is really what customers and partners are asking for is, don't give me just one piece, I want the whole puzzle. And I want you to make sense of it because I need, an expert to be able to guide us in this.
Yeah. So as Matt said just a second ago, over the last 3 days, we've been in 3 zones.
Absolutely.
The crisis zone, the command room, and now we're in the broadcast room.
Yes. So this is the newsroom, and honestly, this looks a lot like what I used to do back in the days. My background is in broadcast journalism, so when I look at this, I'm home, right? And but the thing that's most critical is being able to deliver information in a way that people can grasp. There's lots going on, especially in a developing situation. It's going to be safety information. It's going to be technology information. It's going to be things that are going to be informative to those who are working. And to have this available as part of our ecosystem in the newsroom is yet another way that the workflow happens as a result of Dejero Titan Command, which is the critical connectivity that's powering this total ecosystem.
Well, there's no one better than our next guest to talk about displaying things and making sure that the data and the video is all presented correctly for the audience. Evie, thank you very much indeed. We'll come back to you later on. We're going to go over to Miguel and Matt now to talk about what we're seeing behind.
Absolutely, thanks Simon, and thanks Evie. So, with everything that's happened in the previous 2 processes, all that data has to eventually reach the audience. It's got to look good.
Well, absolutely. It's not just presenting the data. How are you today, basically?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, go on.
No, that's okay. We're showing here how we can present data, but not only just throwing raw data to the audience or whoever is watching it. Let's imagine this is a control room. We're simulating a control room or a control station in which people is following whatever is required, maybe an emergency or something else. But as I mentioned, it's not just presenting raw data and throwing that, but also creating an environment in which data can be better understood by whoever is watching it, maybe the audience at home, or maybe the responsibles of driving this event. So what we see here, there are different ways of presenting information. We have different sections we can open at any time, and everything is driven by this workstation that is controlling a render PC that works seamlessly on the background, working with everything else.
But it is, we're working here from this quite small PC behind, and I'm sure there's something going on in the background, but it's scalable, right?
It is scalable. You can make it as big as you wish and input as many things as you wish, maybe video signals, 4K signals, webcasts, raw data that will create real-time graphics using our render engine, statistics, charts, displays, anything can be done and prepared here segmenting all the panels or whatever we want to use here. So it's not just you have some squares, you can create anything and display as you wish.
I think the other thing, because of course most of the time when we see Miguel at shows, it's at a broadcast event, and actually presenters being in the environment, being part of it, that's an important part of what you do.
Yes, absolutely. Broadcast means live, and you're working in a live environment in which you have to respond to any request. The producers or the breaking news or anything that happens need to be addressed at the same very little time. So in this case, we're applying our experience to this event simulation. That means that we not only can display whatever data is required or was prepared, we have different templates that we can create ad hoc, but we can also respond immediately to any request. So for instance, we have some inputs here that can be triggered immediately, and so on and so on. And also, more importantly, we can display that in a way that is not only nice, but also understandable for everybody. Because the important thing is not just presenting data, but presenting in a way that anybody can understand them.
And actually, simplicity for the viewer, but also, actually, it's important to say, I think with a bit of setup, it's quite an easy operation for the user, for the people producing it.
Absolutely. There are two steps here, different layers. You need to create the setup, you need to create the templates and decide which data is going to be displayed, etc., and how you're going to display that. And the other one is the operation, in which it's probably more like a different people or different team operating the whole thing. So in this case, we have a little stream deck button space that can trigger whatever you wish or any setup that you wish at any time. It could be any other thing. It could be an iPad doing things, or it could be another an on-demand, which is our control station as well. So there are a number of possibilities that we can use for controlling the whole data.
Fabulous. Thanks, Miguel. So now all of this is here it's being presented on rather a large, quite impressive screen behind us. So we're going to go over to Simon, who's hopefully going to have a word with someone from AlphaLight.
Thank you, Thank you, Miguel. I am indeed. This is Santiago from AlphaLight. Hi, Santiago. How are you doing?
Hello. Not bad. Thank you.
So we've just heard from Miguel about the graphics he's putting on here, but tell us what we're actually looking at here from a screen perspective.
So what we have behind us is a big partnership collaboration between different companies, and we can use our LED screens in different environments to make sure we provide to the end users a big pack of solutions. You can see we have our UHD FinePix 1.2 screen here, and also we have on top another screen 3.9. The name is SkyPic, new technology. We can use with trackers for cameras in environments for broadcast, VPXR, so we can just provide different solutions with our LED screens.
So in what environments would you typically see AlphaLight screens?
In this one, in this case, we're using in I would say control room environments, conference rooms, education, different of markets where we can use it. In this model, we have our new technology, which is a Matix, where you can have extra protection, the pure blacks, top quality components to make sure you don't lose any brightness. So we manufacture everything in the south of Spain, and this is a solution what probably now in the market they are trying to find a European solution what we can provide, and this is very important for us for the next couple of years.
Now I know sometimes screens like this don't come out very well on the camera, but just stood here, it's crystal clear, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so the team was doing a great job. They spent a lot of time to just make sure everything's working properly. They were doing a hard job to make sure everything is perfect for the show.
And in terms of sizes, I mean, this is huge here. Is this a standard size? Can you get different sizes?
We can get different sizes, from a small one to a big one. We were working, I think the bigger ones right now It's a 28 meters long, plus ceiling, plus totems for VPXR environment, and that is the biggest one. But we're working with different areas. I would say rental market. I would say VPXR, retail. Too many different areas what we can cover with our LED screen.
And I guess with combining it with technology from someone like Brainstorm as well, enables you to see multiple screens and multiple things on one display.
Yeah, so our partner Brainstorm, they can just use our LED screens to make sure they put all the virtual reality in there. Also, the other brands or the other partnership what we have, they can use it in lifetime for different ways. So.
Just tell me about the screen up there. We could probably zoom into that as well. Just give me an idea of what that's doing and who that's aimed at.
Yeah, so normally for VPXR environment, you used to have to use stickers, floors, ceiling for the trackers in the cameras. In this case, we design a new solution for the future. So everything will be in the panel, so you don't have to use those stickers anymore. You just use the panels, and the trackers for the cameras will just locate those points in the panel to make sure they control everything properly.
One of the challenges we always have when we're filming at trade shows is you've got light bouncing off of other stands. I'm not noticing any reflections on here at all. In terms of the environment that you put them in, can it go in any environment, any brightness?
We can. Our brightness right now is the top in the market, so we are very proud of that because we're choosing the top components to make sure of that. So normally you for broadcast, for example, you don't use too much brightness because it's not necessary. But you can just go up and down, and you will get no reflections on our LED screens because of the matrix coating what we just have. It's the new technology what Alpha just designed to make sure we don't get any reflections, we don't lose any brightness, and to make sure the end users are totally happy with that.
And I guess one of the considerations you might have if this was in your broadcast room is the heat that you would traditionally get off of displays like this. How does this handle that?
So the heat is not, I will say the panels doesn't get very hot with the heat. The heat dissipation is very good in our panels. Everything is designed to make sure the heating is going not to the front, just to the back or to the side. And this is something what our engineering team was designing properly to make sure we get the best solution for that.
And another final thing, I guess, power consumption is always something that people are trying to save on. Is that are these heavy on power?
The power consumption in this case, for example, for our UHD fine pixel Matrix Alpha Cop panels is a minimum. The average is very, very, very small per panel. So this is very important for the users because what you're trying to find is not a big consumption. So this is a solution for them.
So you guys, it's an amazing screen sitting in front of it. People really have to come and see it to believe the clarity of it. Thank you very much indeed.
I would like to say this is our 20th anniversary, so we are celebrating 20 years in Alpha Light. So.
And I'm sure you've seen a lot of evolution in 20 years.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Amazing screens, as I say, on the camera, you might see some flickering interference. It's our camera, not their screens. If you're at ISE, do come over and take a look. Truly stunning. We're going to go over to Matt now, who's with Kevin from Dejero.
Don't admit you're wrong. Don't admit it's our camera. It's a great camera. So, yeah, we're here with Kevin. We're going to have a chat again about the about your new product. Let's fire away. I've got one here, so I'll lean down and pick it up.
Oh no, yeah. Thanks, Matt. Super excited. This is our first launch of our platform called Titan, and what you're seeing in front of you is the first product within that family called Titan Command. And what's really unique about Titan Command is that it's an industry's first 5G modem integrated antennas, really built for vehicle or command and control connectivity as well as building connectivity.
Yeah, so it's you've developed this from a. Yeah, I'll hand it to you rather than put it down. It's come out of a. Well, you're solving quite a common problem with this type of device, aren't you?
Yeah, so I mean, we've been spending years on this in this field, trying to make sure that connectivity is reliable when needed most, and in this case, like disaster recovery and emergency response. And as we were deploying our let's say legacy products, we noticed that a lot of these installs are deploying down in server rooms where connectivity maybe isn't the greatest. So the team went back and kind of developed Titan Command, which is a very easy deployable product that takes all the antennas and connectivity and moves it to an area where it's a lot easier to get access to the open air, get it up a little bit higher. And the really neat part is all you need is one PoE connection into this. You turn the power on, you've got the combined connectivity of 3 5G modems as well as any satellite connection that you may want to connect to it, whether it be a Starlink, a geo satellite, or anything else that's coming out.
Yeah, they often end up in these sort of Faraday cages in the bottom of buildings, in the basements, and you're unable to get connectivity out, and you get the wireless connection. So if you're outside, or at least higher up, you can get connectivity. And of course, you can't always get a cable to get connectivity. So, you know, this is your resilience, your backup.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can imagine with 3 5G modems in here, each modem has multiple antennas. So the real ease of deployment here is not having to worry about any of that. You just literally just mount this to wherever you can, to a wall, to the side of a large command and control vehicle, and you're good to go. We've even seen people put this in the back of police cars because they don't want to bother with drilling holes in the roof.
Yeah, just stick it in the trunk, and it's, yeah, all you need is power.
Exactly.
Yeah, and an Ethernet cable if you want Starlink. And actually, the Starlink can sit on the car as well. You can even pull that.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Kevin. Yeah, it's been a great product. One of my favourites of the show, actually. So, so now we're gonna hand over to Simon. I actually don't know who he's going to be speaking to.
Luckily, I do.
Do you? Okay, good. Let's find out.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Kevin. Always good to about Titan. And Matt actually did a video separately on the Kit Plus channel, specifically on the Titan. So do look that up as well. I'm with Evie. Hi, Evie.
Hi, Simon. So I think that you've been,
You take the mic.
So you have been interviewing everybody throughout our partner ecosystem. So I think it's only fair that I take the mic away and I do the same with you. So what has this experience been like? We've been, obviously, Dejero Titan Command is providing the connectivity across the workflows. You're the broadcaster. You're using also a product that allows you to bring this live from even inside of this very busy and crowded and congested trade show space. What has that been like?
Well, it's been an amazing experience. I mean, firstly, thank you for asking us. Thank you for trusting us. Misplaced trust, but we seem to have got there. So I guess at trade shows, we're normally going around with 2 microphones and we're interviewing people. And for the last 3 or 4 years, our partnership with Dejero has enabled our workflow to be really slick. So we've been using the Engo 3 for the last couple of NABs, couple of IBCs. First time we've used it at ISE. And that, traditionally, we had to take an editor to that show. And we'd have to get the SIM card, or sorry, not the SIM card, the SD card to the editor. They'd edit the booth videos and it would end up on YouTube, fine. That's obviously got a cost, and there's also the potential failure of somebody losing the SD card, a corruption or anything like that. So now, since we've been using the Engo 3, we take a Ethernet cable straight at the back of it into the camera, and as we're recording, it's actually uploading to the cloud. Our editor can stay at home. I think he'd rather come to Vegas, but he stays at home now. And it means that our workflow is actually probably 2 or 3 times faster than it was, because we're not having to take that card to the press room, find him, go back to the camera, it speeds up our workflow massively. We're stunned at the reliability. You turn it on. We're using it for our normal work. We use it in what Dejero call gateway mode, which is basically internet only, effectively. What we're doing now for you guys is we're taking out gateway and we're in go live mode. So we're streaming up to the Dejero cloud, and the Titan command is taking control from that point onwards.
That's so interesting because you mentioned, you know, you do this work every show. I mean, many of us, we all know the Kit Plus show and the team behind it. Now to be able to go live, I mean, that's a totally different workflow for you guys, you know, as opposed to just feeding to the cloud so that work can be done elsewhere. What do you think of having to go live?
It's a lot easier. So when Matt makes a mistake, we don't have to edit it out because it's live. It just happened. So, you know, seriously though, it's I think out of the 8 partners, Kit Plus has probably had the easiest and the most fun. We're just delighted to speak to the partners and learn about their technology, and it's what we love about what we do at trade shows anyway, just talking to people, finding out what they're doing, how it can help the industry, how it can help the community, as we're demonstrating here, and just seeing what impact the technology has on real people as well, which is really crucial for what we're demonstrating here.
Thank you so much, Simon. And if you could allow me one last little pleasure before I return it back to the Kit Plus show. Now we're going to send it over to Matt, who's chatting with our next guest. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks
Thank you very much, Evie. Let's come in a bit. Help the camera a bit. And yes, I just got to second everything there. That you know, it's been an amazing help. And actually, this is a wireless connection, so you know, it just proves the point that in a challenging environment, that wireless connection with the Engo is invaluable. Now, another chat with Miguel. Now, we've spoken about this particular situation, but brainstorm. Let's have a broader look about, you know, what's the future? Where have you been and where are you going?
Well, Brainstorm, as you're well aware, is a 30-year-old company, but we are traditionally in a broadcast environment, production, high-end, audiovisual. And here at ISE, we're in a bit of a different environment, and we can show how we can transcend the experience we have in broadcast, in live production, in the creation of real-time 3D graphics, virtual sets, virtual production, all kinds of virtual worlds, AR, so augmented reality, virtual reality, all the expertise we have in this scenes, we can transport that into this more, let's say, widespread market, which is the AV. It's more eclectic, but still had the need of having information in real time, displaying virtual worlds, etc. So we think we can support the AV community with our expertise and our technology. So, as you can see here, we have lots of different things happening at the same time. We can show how we can expand this complexity in a way that everybody can use it.
Absolutely, and I think this is where ISE is opening up our eyes, who traditionally would have been doing this in broadcasting, you know, where you'd expect it to be. We're coming out here saying, actually, if it's easy enough to do it, there's a lot of other applications.
Absolutely, and applications that we may never think of, but control rooms, for instance, this one is an example. But everybody needs to display data. The problem is where you display it, which is the audience, who's gonna look at it, or which is the purpose of displaying such data, which data is coming from. Maybe you have internal data from machines or factories, something that you need to display somewhere else. Maybe you have something that you need to display to Aero, to streaming, or maybe you're in a YouTube channel that has different feeds coming in. For instance, in this little screen at the moment, I say little because of it could be bigger. We have 2 different feeds, fixed elements that are running animations, feeds from internet coming to showcase the weather data, for instance. Anything that you can imagine can be displayed and output in real time with our technology.
Brilliant. Now, one little, again, to me, I wonder what the staffing impact, and I'm not going to say what's the smallest number of people that could run a system, because yeah, you'd have to be quite a wizard to be on your own. But typically, for an entry, you know, for someone starting entry, what sort of impact is this going to have on your staffing?
Well, for a setup like this, you need to create it, as we mentioned before. When once it's created and everything is prepared, you can run it with 1 or 2 people. So it's not a big deal if you create in a way that is designed for 1 or 2 people. You can expand that up to wherever you want. But if you want to run these installations, for instance, we can run it with a single stream deck. So we can be as flexible as that. And depending on people, it will depend on the setup. It will depend on your requirements. And you still need to create the whole thing, and then manning it out. It's not a huge thing.
Brilliant. And actually, I don't know, I hope I don't throw you under the bus with this one. But from deciding and coming to, if I come to speak to you, I think, do you know what, I am interested. This could work for my business, business display or something. I come and see you. How long typically is it going to take me before I install it in my, and go live?
Well, installing is fairly simple. We typically train people for a week or so to have a good understanding on operation of the environment, but it means that they can create and output things. It's not just playing a button and output it out. They can create the whole thing and output it to air in maybe a week, 10 days time. Of course, it's a never-ending task. You always keep learning, but to be able to create something and output that to air, it's a matter of days.
I'm frightened now. Brilliant. Right, so there you are. I lost you for a minute. There's that mistake. Thank you very much, Miguel. And I'm going to hand over to Simon, who's, well, looks like we've got another member of the Dejero team. Going to talk workflows.
We have. We're talking workflows with Eric. Who better to talk workflows with, Eric?
It's me.
No, Eric, just a quick recap. I was chatting to Evie a second ago. I was just explaining our rig. So we're obviously streaming live right now. We're using a Canon camera connected to an Engo 3. And from there on, it's not our problem. What's going on?
I'm happy to break that down. Thanks for having me, by the way. I'm technical account manager. So, like Simon mentioned, we've got the camera feed going into our Engo, which is our video transmitter, right? But now we need to basically bring that to 3 different booths, right? And so how do we do that seamlessly without any latency? So what we're doing, I wish I had a diagram, but I'll kind of explain it to you. What we're doing is basically getting this feed, sending it up to the cloud, and reproducing that 3 times, right? 1 for each of the booths. And then what we're doing is we're getting our Dejero waypoints, right? Which is basically just a video transmitter that's going to take out SDI signals, right? And so that's what each of these booths are doing. They're getting those SDI signals, they're putting them in various screens, right? And then basically playing that out. Each of those waypoints are also connected to a Titan command, which I think Kevin and Evie had talked about a little bit. And they're getting their connectivity fully from that very, very strong pipe that the Titan is providing. What AlphaLight and Brainstorm is doing, which is actually really cool, is they're taking those feeds, those SDI feeds from the waypoint, bringing it into their system, right? Stitching it all together, so which is what we see right here, right? 2 different feeds, right? Putting it all together and then sending it back out through an Engo and transmitting it to all the booths. So now all these videos are making round trips, right? All around, but in seconds, in milliseconds. And all the booths will actually have this whole feed, so they'll be able to see all of these different perspectives.
So we're in a very nice exhibition environment here. In the real world, how would this workflow actually play out in real terms?
Yeah, so if you were to say, like, let's say you were a broadcaster that is in the field, right? You had very, very little connection, or even maybe you're in an area that has no connection, and you needed various sites to be able to see all the same stuff. You'd be able to spin up a Dejero Titan command with those 3 5G modems or 3 5G SIMs, right? And start to share it in the same way. Now, again, if you're in a remote location, the SIMs might not be enough, and in that case you may want to add something like satellites, Starlinks, things like that, anything to make your pipe bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you could honestly really do what we're doing here, maybe not with a huge screen. I don't know if anyone would want to haul out a screen to the middle of nowhere, but you could absolutely reproduce this whole workflow with just a few Titan commands and some waypoint devices.
I guess that Titan command would be streaming it back to the broadcaster
Yeah, it could be streaming back to the broadcaster, a command center, or again, any of it. Let's say there's 3 different sites that are maybe a mile away from each other. They'd be all be able to see kind of the same thing.
So firstly, well done for explaining it without the workflow diagram. We did a video earlier on that people can find where Eric goes through the workflow in even more detail. What's been the biggest challenge of putting this together here at ISE?
Yeah, so I mentioned the cloud server, right? When you're getting this feed here and multiplying it in the cloud, the thing that was challenging for us is just routing, right? It's a lot of different feeds to kind of manage and make sure they're going in the right spot. So going to each of those booths, making sure kind of standing all these things up is the initial challenge. But once you have it together and once you have it set and kind of configured, it just works. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's got to be resilient. It's got to be reliable, isn't it? That's the whole point.
Resilience, reliable. It's in our byline.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
As I say, do check out the other video that I did with Eric that's on the Kit Plus channel. Matt's also done one with Kevin on the Titan as well. So there's loads more content that you can go and take a little bit of a deeper dive if you need to. Matt's now got Fabio from Foray with him.
Thanks, Simon. Yeah, so let's have a quick word with Fabio from Foray. Now, you're a major partner in this the workflow that we're saying. So where do you sit? What's your position in this workflow?
Basically, first of all, it's a pleasure to be part of Storm ISE, and because this kind of initiative, I think it's unique. So it's planned ahead for months together with Dejero and Brainstorm and Alpha Lite and the other partners. So when it's live, I think it's very exciting and very a good satisfaction. And basically, we are in the command center. Fora historically does what is needed for live production, so we are in the command center. We are connected with all the other booths, so we receive the feeds from the other booths. They are ingested in our equipment and visualized through our multi-viewer, distributed to the other manufacturer in our booth, and then we can switch. We can put on air the signal and send back the feedback to the other stands, basically.
Brilliant. Now, there's another little gadget on your. You're going to have to excuse me for forgetting the name of the product. Is it AD? Is it? Yeah.
Correct.
So, which is pretty cool, like an AI thing. Tell us a bit more about that now.
Basically, AD is one of our latest development. It is in principle a telestrator, but we added a layer of artificial intelligence on top of it. So there is the operator is assisted by an artificial intelligence. The cool things, it's completely offline, so you don't need internet connection to use this device, and it's very easy to use. So its major application is for sport analysis. So we receive the live video feeds. There is no processing, first of all, so we receive live, and with an interface we can touch, I don't know, a player, know at which speed he's running, the distance within two players. We know, I don't know, on a penalty, the angles, the trajectory, the distance from the ball to the goalkeeper. All this kind of information are fed live. We can also do for other sports like basket. We can do target cropping, automatic camera switching, so we can put lights on the player. We can do many things. It's very intuitive and very easy to use.
I have to say, I was very impressed. I don't think it's the first time I've seen it, but it's the first time it's really working well. Thank you very much, Fabio, and yeah, well done for your role in this this critical workflow. Thank you. So. Is that it for this particular disaster?
The disaster
over?
for 1 o'clock is under control. You don't need
control.
to worry. It's all
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Thank
Well, we're
you.
connected.
Thank you for joining us. We've spoken to some really cool guests, haven't we, today?
Absolutely. Well, all the last 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been great. So join us again. If you're at ISE, then head over to 4Q400. Be here for just before 4 o'clock Spanish time. and you'll be able to witness, firstly, the amazing Alpha Light screen here that just doesn't really come across on video, does it?
No, it is fantastic. I just said it. You might have overheard me on the microphone by accident, but I just said it. How impressed I am with the screens.
Yeah,
Very good.
And obviously the integration here with the Brainstorm graphics as well presents a really really good broadcast room solution.
Very engaging.
So we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Thanks for watching.